have motion blur on it. Exposure is running, I didn't take the time, I have to repeat it. So now I have to guess the exposure. So the long exposure of that wood thingy didn't work. Oh no, he just got up.
My name is Marcus. I do landscape photography. This is my boy Cedric. Whenever possible, we go out to explore nature and experience quite some adventures. Let me take you with us. Encourage you to grab your camera and get out there. Explore nature, take amazing pictures, and store unforgettable memories in your heart. But never forget, it's not only about the pictures. It's about being out there.
Good morning! Today we're photographing a water reservoir. We're right on top of the dam at the moment. You see the lake is over there. Camera already set up. I'm running the first shot, a long exposure over the lake towards the mountain in the background. I'm at aperture 11 with a focal length of, I have no idea, I have to check that later. And I'm exposing for 4 minutes now. And it's very comfortable up here, so car just parked over there, absolutely no problem, and you can even sit here. Cedric is with me, of course, and let's take some good shots here at this location first, and then we'll move over to another location, another parking lot, and then we'll get down to the lake and take pictures at the lake. The next shot that I'm making is over the lake into this direction with this mountain in the back that looks like the Table Mountain in South Africa. And I'm exposing for 8 minutes now, aperture 11. And as you see, I put the towel again on the camera to make sure no light is falling in through the viewfinder in such a long exposure. So what I hope to get with this shot is, of course, number one, the mountain in the back, which is now beautifully lighted by the morning sun. And number two, of course, the lake surface flattened out. And number three is the clouds. They're moving now really into this direction. It's looking really good. And in a long exposure, that looks great. But I'm exposing for 8 minutes. So maybe this is all gonna be flattened out and just gray. And so I'm going to repeat the shot later with a lower aperture. So going down from 8 to 11. No, from 11 to 8, the other way around, and then expose maybe for only 4 minutes or something. Another thing that worries me at the moment is this construction with the towel. Of course, I try to avoid light getting into the viewfinder, but as you can see, it's quite windy here and it's moving. And I hope that the shaking is not the vibration. I hope that the vibration is not transferring to the camera, and then I have a motion blurred image. Problem is, I cannot confirm this on this little screen, so I only find out at home later. Alright, so now I'm repeating the shot, aperture 8, which is now exposure time not of 8 minutes but 1 minute and 40. The shot before looked a bit overexposed, so let's check that on the computer. And also I gave up on the towel, that is just too risky that there's vibration. And I think the reflections that I had on the last time were because I didn't put the filter in correctly. So hopefully that is all working out now. All right, we're done with this location. And now getting back to the car and moving to the next location, which is a bit further over there. And let's see what kind of shots we can get there. We've arrived at the parking lot of our new location. And as you see, it's crowded with campers. There's a real invasion of campers. I've been here before, but there was like no one, just me. And now campers. The people can't wait to get out into nature. It's crazy. All right, we're at the first spot at the new location. I'm running a shot at the moment, a low shot over the water towards the mountains with a little rock in the water as a nice foreground. I went down to aperture 16 to have a very narrow, very shallow depth of field because I want to have all the pebbles in front of the camera sharp. and that gives me an exposure time of about 4 minutes. And now I'm running that at the moment, and 2 minutes. And I just hope that those guys that are just coming here, where are they? Where are they? Cannot see them. There, those guys in the back. I hope that they're not going to ruin my frame now. So they are directly moving into the frame. And there's another one coming. I just hope the long exposure will do fine and we don't see them in the end. So we hiked around the lake a bit, and now we're at this position, shooting that way, a long exposure again. Already made a test shot. So set up the remote control. We will have an exposure time of about 60 seconds, a bit more. And now let's get the shot. Let's go. We continued our way along the lake, and I found this place. Beautiful colors of the lake, and it's very, very dramatic clouds in the sky. I lowered my aperture to 14 now to get a long exposure of 2 minutes 45 seconds, because I really want to catch the drama in the sky and flatten out the lake surface, of course, but for that I don't need 2 minutes. 1 minute I think would be enough. Anyway, I focused manually to infinity because there's no foreground. I'm not taking the bushes and trees in the foreground. And as you see, Cedric is waiting. Oh no, he just got up. All right, I just wanted to show you how patient he said he was waiting, then he got up. I told him to lay down again, and exposure is running. I didn't take the time, I have to repeat it. So the last exposure was too dark, of course. I didn't stop the time. I was talking to you guys, vlogging and taking care of Cedric. Now I'm repeating it, 2 minutes 45, but I just checked the exposure before. It's underexposed, but it looks great. So everything is dark, but the sky is there. So maybe that can be a good shot too. I don't delete it. I'll check it out at home. All right, but I'm really, really lucky with the clouds. You cannot see it here. I'll show you the shots, but it's really great. And when we're done, we will continue around the lake, and there's a river flowing into the lake. Maybe we can cross it, go on the other side, and then see what we can find. As long as the lights is good, we will keep on taking pictures. And overcast day, that means we have soft light all the time. All right, I'll show you later. I found another cool spot, and that is this floating thingy there, which I'm taking as a midground. So in the foreground, I will have pebbles in the water. I set up my polarizer accordingly that I can penetrate through the water surface. Then I have that floating thing there, which will add nice texture. The wood has nice texture. And then in the background, the mountain, of course, with the little sky just. And actually, I wanted to go with aperture 16 to have a really shallow near field to get all the pebbles in the beginning, right in front of the camera sharp. But that would have again meant 8 minutes exposure time, and I think that's just too much. There's always the risk then that it's not working out. I have to repeat it, and I don't want to expose for 8 minutes all the time. So I went down to aperture 11 now, which gives me exposure time of 4 minutes something, and that should be enough. And after the shot is done, I hope everything is nice and sharp. In worst case, I have to crop. So the long exposure of that wood thingy didn't work. It's moving all the time, so I have motion blur on it if I expose too long. So I set up another shot a bit further away without the ND filter, 1/20th of a second. little bit flattened out the water surface, but not too much. And that looked good. All right, so at least one shot. But now the sun is coming out. What is the sun doing here? I don't need the sun. I want to have clouds. So conditions seem to get worse, and it's now, wait a second. It's 8:45 now. We're here since 5:30. Yeah, we should have, for another hour or 1.5, we should have good light. But let's see. Okay, anyway, so we're at a very good location now. No people here. There's no road going down here. That means we'll have some dog fun and let Cedric swim. I tried to take a picture of that boat with the mountain in the background. Well, I didn't try, I did it. But as a longer exposure also it doesn't work. The boat is moving all the time. So now I'm going to this direction over the boats with this nice camel-like shape in the background. Long exposure. I'm at aperture. No, I'm not exposing again. I have to start. But I will be at aperture 8 and 1 minute exposure time. I'm trying to set up a shot with this little tree as a foreground and then over the lake towards the mountains, but it's very difficult to check the composition because in the sunlight I cannot see anything on the screen, and as you see the tripod is already in the water, so I cannot get on my knees and really look at it. So let's see how that will turn out. It's 10:15 now. Now there's definitely no more light for photography. I mean, there's enough light, but it's too much light. And so this goes towards the end of the lake to the river that is flowing into the lake, but we're not gonna make it today. That is too far. Maybe some other day we go there and then go on the other side of the lake. And that means for today that's it. We go back now. And yeah, anyway, it was a good day again, outdoors with my dog. Where's my dog? My dog. There he is. We've had a good hike. He was swimming a lot. And also that's what I would like to encourage you. So just grab your camera and get out there. On a Saturday, Sunday, whenever. Get up early in the morning or go late in the evening when the light is good. Grab your camera, go to a lake, go to the mountains, go to a river, go into the forest, go anywhere. Just be out there and have fun, take great pictures. So if you like the video, give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and never forget, it's not only about the pictures, it's about being out there. See you next time.